Hey, Muggy here. Today I'm going to show you guys the guide, well, my guide to Fortnite Battle Royale and how you can succeed and win and get those sweet chicken dinners for console. So, without further ado, start with planning out your destination where you want to go. When you're playing a game like Fortnite, you can't just be going to densely populated areas where you know there's going to be a lot of loot. You want to be circling around the major areas within the map, the major cities, the major loot areas. You'll be taking detours, and a really important thing is when you're moving from destination to destination, looking at your big map, um, make sure you look around, take stops here and there, look around, look at your situation. Are there enemies near you? Look around you basically and get an overall feel of how safe you are. When you're moving from destination to destination, you also need to be never on the run. Try to run like only if you really have to. If you're in a gunfight, that's when I suggest you run, or if the shield's closing on you, then you run then. If not, then try to crouch and just crouch away from place to place. That's usually the best thing you can do. So that's tip number one. Tip number two. So tip number two is basically crouch even in gunfights, because it increases your accuracy. And I know it makes you a smaller target. I know you move slower and stuff like that, but if you mix in jumping with running and crouching at the same time during a gunfight and be as unpredictable as possible, that's a sure way to win your gunfights. Never stay still in the gunfight. Always be on the move. Make sure you're planning and thinking about where you're going to move first. Don't be forced by the enemy to move into a position you don't want to go to. You always want to be in control of the situation, in control of your enemy, his whereabouts. Plan your moves because you've got time. Most likely, enemies will not rush you unless they're feeling super confident. If in the unlikely event they do rush you and they are confident with that rush, keep calm. That's usually the best thing you can do. Don't panic. I know it can get really intense when there's 10 people left in a match, and you're battling out to be the last survivor there. But don't panic. Keep it calm. Keep it cool. Keep your hands steady, and use close quarter weapons. I recommend either the revolver or the shotgun. Those two are great in close quarters. I wouldn't suggest the pump action shotgun since it's quite slow firing gun, and if you miss the first shot, you're probably going to lose a gunfight altogether, especially if the enemy has a shield on. Which goes on to our next point, next tip. If you find a shield, one of those shield potions, always drink it up. Make sure you got full health, full shield at all times. Use your resources, don't be shy with using them. It's a one-time thing, just use it because you only got certain slots, and you'd rather fill those with weapons, RPGs, Scar H, assault rifles, revolvers, shotguns. You want to fill it with all that good stuff. Usually keep like one medic kit with you or bandages with you. You can hold a max of 15 bandages, so make sure you're always picking up those bandages until you got max. But moving on to the third point, if you get caught out in the middle of nowhere in a gunfight, the enemy has a sniper, they have an advantage because they're higher up. They've built like a platform above you. Don't panic as well. Just look at your surroundings, run and jump, just hop from cover to cover, try and close your distance. Try and get to either close your distance or run away. Don't be undecisive in that matter. You got to get from cover to cover, keep running and being as unpredictable as possible. By doing that, you'll ensure that you stay alive, and you'll definitely piss off the enemy who's trying to kill you and make him lose loads of ammo. Plus, it'll be attracting other players towards that guy's position, therefore putting him under extra pressure and probably most likely under fire from other players. So use other players to your advantage. You're not the only one there. If you're running with a squad, then obviously try and split up, spread out. If you're gonna cover a distance, cover an area, make sure you're watching each other's backs. Make sure you're watching all directions, and basically have a good grasp of your surroundings. You never want to be caught out unguarded. If you do get caught out without your guard up, make sure to just run, jump, and basically be again as unpredictable as possible within the gunfight. Throws off the enemy's aim and gives you a chance to like come back from the initial shock of being attacked so suddenly. So yeah, this moves me on to the next point, the next tip, the time limit for the shield. For the shield, you can usually last for quite a long time outside the shield. Obviously you will lose health, but you can survive out there for a while. So if you're in a gunfight with an enemy, or if you're engaged with an enemy and the shield's closing in, obviously both of you will probably end up running, but if you take your time, you might be able to kill the enemy while he's running away, and you can probably, if you're close enough to the end, like where the shield stops, then you could probably take a shot, kill the enemy and run in, and you'll probably be safe yourself. I think like every second you lose what, like 5 or 10 health or something like that. It's nothing too big. It's definitely manageable, and yeah, don't panic about the shield. Obviously you have time to get to the next area. Make sure you're always looking at the map though. You don't want to be on the outside area, like to the furthest rim of the circle when the shield's closing in. You want to be in the closest rim to the safe zone. You don't want to be stuck on the outside and running for your life. At that point, that'll probably end up with your death. So only wait out for the shield. And let's say if you're like trying to pick up loot and the shield's closing in, and you know you're close to a safe spot, that's the only real time I suggest you sticking out and braving the storm, I guess you could say. But yeah, so the next point is very important, and it's not about the kills. You can avoid every single player last out to be like the last five guys, have no problems along the whole way, and you kill one guy at the end and you win the game. That's fine. You can do that. That's not cheesy. That's not bad. That's just you being clever, using your brains, not getting into gunfights you don't need to get into. Avoid players if you have to. If you're low on weapons and you're creeping up on some guy, feel free to take advantage of that. But also feel free to just avoid it and just say, hey, I'll fight next time. Better run away from this situation. Not looking too good for me. There's always another chance. You don't want to have to be getting into all those gunfights and getting hurt and getting killed, because you can just last out and just hold out and you can still win the game. So yeah. Well, yeah, that wraps up the video, the tips and guide video of mine. Hope it helped you. I'm sure the tips I gave you can get you a long way, especially if you're new to the game and haven't played it much. I myself have just started out in this game, and these are the things I've picked up. But I'm sure if you guys pick up anything else up, be sure to let me know, because I'm still learning. It's a new game, it's a new dawn, it's a new life. But anyway, enough of me dilly-dallying on. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you next time. This is Mugiwara signing off.